I married my wife for her looks, though not the ones she's been giving me lately. Today, I'm going to recap a 2015 action thriller film called The Transporter Refueled. The film initiates with a Russian magnate Karasov forcefully claiming ownership over a street in the French Riviera. Following a brief gunfire exchange, Karasov instructs an underling to relay a message to his superior that the female entertainment industry is now under his command. Preparing to depart, he promptly sets his women to work, one of whom, Anna, appears distressed. He advises her to display joy in her job before leaving the scene with his gang. As they drive off, a tearful Anna watches on. A leap of 15 years into the future introduces us to an older, elegant Anna sitting solo in a hotel, seemingly awaiting someone's arrival. Meanwhile, a group of criminals attempts to steal an Audi, only to be interrupted by the entrance of the film's protagonist Frank, who uses a phone to unlock the car and shoves several of the thieves to the pavement. When confronted for the keys, Frank asserts that only his fingerprints can start the vehicle. The ensuing knife threat from a thug is swiftly neutralized by Frank, precipitating a brawl. Frank, a former mercenary, uses his training to overcome the thugs and subsequently enters his official vehicle. Next, we see him arriving to pick up his father, a retired businessman, for a ride. His father, eager for more quality time with his son, accompanies him. Concurrently, in a different location, two men have invited a pair of women to their hotel room for amusement. Unexpectedly, one of the girls, Gina, pulls out a firearm and executes both men. They then stage a crime scene involving a deceased woman, making it appear as though the men are the culprits. As the scene returns to Frank and his father, he receives a call from Anna. She proposes a job offer and requests a meeting for the following day. In another setting, Karasov, accompanied by his companions Yuri and Leo, is informed about the death of his two clients. The report also includes the discovery of a girl with a necklace bearing his gang's emblem. Karasov denies responsibility for his employees' actions and departs. The subsequent day, a dapperly dressed Frank encounters Anna and introduces himself as the transporter, refusing to know her name as it goes against his professional policy. Anna discloses her requirement of his services, requiring him to sign a contract. He is a professional driver tasked with the transport of unknown goods. The task completion time is set for 3 hours, requiring immediate preparations. On his departure, she places a call, instructing the lady at the other end to proceed with their agenda. Frank's father is returning home with wine selected for their dinner when he receives a call from Frank, indicating that he might have to forego dinner due to a work commitment. One of Anna's associates seizes the moment to lure Frank's father, promptly incapacitating him before spiriting him away. Frank arrives at the bank 3 hours later, geared up for the pickup. As he anticipates Anna and her packages, he discreetly changes license plates and monitors the clock. At precisely 5 p.m., an attractive blonde woman departs the bank, advancing towards his car. Dressed to the nines, Anna is the woman in question. She slips quietly into the vehicle, causing Frank to grow tense, due to her yet-to-arrive parcel. Moments later, 2 additional blonde women clad similarly to Anna emerge from the bank, carrying the 2 packages, and make a beeline for his car, much to his astonishment. This violates his principle of remaining oblivious to the contents of his parcels. He contemplates abandoning the deal, but a video displayed by Anna, showcasing his father under gunpoint, sways his decision. This peculiar scenario draws the attention of the agents, prompting one of them to investigate the scene. Left with no alternatives, Frank yields to the clever women and drives off, with police hot on his tail, initiating a city-wide chase. With his superior driving skills, he manages to evade them at high speed. A pair celebrating Valentine's Day narrowly avoids being hit by the speeding cars. His trusty Audi doesn't fail him, enabling him and Anna to outrun the police and switch vehicles. Upon returning home, Frank detonates the previous car to obliterate any traces of evidence. He escorts the women back to their residence, where he is finally reunited with his father. Having received his payment, he prepares to depart, but Anna introduces a new contract, which Frank categorically rejects due to their psychological manipulation. The women then reveal a briefcase filled with deadly drugs, informing him that they've been infused into his father's drink and will end his life within 12 hours, well ahead of any laboratory's ability to identify the toxin. While she finalizes the transaction with him, his father is engrossed in conversation with the other women, leaving Frank with no choice but to acquiesce in order to save his father. The narrative then shifts back to Karasov, who has enjoyed 15 years of leisure with his companions, yet recent mysterious events have disturbed him. Owing to the enigmatic Gina, he's lost an accountant. The trio has burgled the accountant's bank safety deposit box, a crime he's witnessed via the bank security cameras. He also recognizes their escape driver, a former associate of his. Given his personal acquaintance with Frank, this offers him a lead to pursue the elusive trio. As per their agreement, Frank commences cooperation with Anna in the subsequent plan, with his next task being to deceive and rob Karasov's unsuspecting affiliates. His initial target is Leo, a prominent club proprietor in the area. The scheme is executed by Frank, who impersonates a doctor, and Anna, pretending to be a patient, thus securing a canister of Neroflorax, an inhalable anesthetic. Simultaneously, one of Anna's allies is tailing Yuri, currently aboard his private aircraft. The sole point of entry is via Yuri's pilot, who she aims to ensnare. Utilizing her allure, she rapidly ensnares the pilot and takes him prisoner. Unbeknownst to this, Yuri is enjoying a leisurely time on his jet when he receives a call from Karasov, who alerts him about unusual activities and advises him to be wary. Eager to evade the drama, Yuri immediately contacts his pilot. The pilot, under Anna's directive, deceives Yuri by feigning sickness and suggesting an alternate captain for the flight. The proposed substitute is Frank's father, joined by one of Anna's companions acting as flight attendants. Yuri, having been apprised of the situation by his trusted pilot, harbors no suspicions. Keen on enjoying the company of the attractive flight attendant, he instructs the guard to leave them in solitude, as the captain and co-pilot ready the plane for flight. Post-ingesting a spiked drink served by the attendant, he soon falls into a slumber. She swiftly exploits this opportunity to infiltrate his system, diverting funds into their account via a biometric device. She then reports to Frank's father in the cockpit about the mission's success. Concurrently, Frank and his group make their way to Leo's club. The plan hinges on swapping the smoke machine's gas with the acquired anesthetic. Frank effectively handles this, and upon activating the machine, everyone present succumbs to the sleep-inducing gas. Anna and her accomplices, equipped with gas mask, make their way to Leo's office. Accessing his account with a biometric device, they siphon funds into their own account. They subsequently head to the airport to rendezvous with the rest of their team. The thefts are meticulously orchestrated to occur simultaneously, eliminating the possibility of detection. Following the plan, the duo make their way to the emergency exit. However, an unconscious co-pilot inadvertently falls onto the throttle lever, inadvertently accelerating the jet. This hinders their strategy, as they can't exit the fast-moving aircraft. Yuri's guard, noticing the unexpected acceleration, begins to investigate. Instead of venturing to the cockpit, he sets out to find Frank's father. Anna's associate grows nervous due to their predicament, but Frank's father remains calm, confident in his son's ability to rescue him. He places a call to inform Frank of their situation. Frank, who was initially awaiting his father's arrival at the airport, immediately diverts his course towards the jet. The security forces also commence their search. In a daring maneuver, Frank directs his vehicle full throttle towards the aircraft. Upon reaching, he activates the car's sunroof and propels himself towards them. Regrettably, Yuri's bodyguard appears in the nick of time, shooting Anna's ally, yet the pair succeed in their escape from the plane. Frank abruptly halts, executes a swift U-turn, and accelerates away. Simultaneously, Yuri awakens and proceeds to the cockpit, instructing the jet to halt. Following an extended pursuit by airport security, they all manage to evade capture and return home safely. To maintain their clandestine operation, Anna and her team opt not to visit a hospital. Instead, Frank's father's medical skill stabilized the wounded woman. While tending to her, Frank demands the agreed antidote, but is taken aback when Anna reveals there isn't one. His anger escalates until Anna admits that there was no poison involved. They had merely duped him with dyed water. The day concludes on a positive note. Frank's father is unharmed, and Frank receives an evening visit from Anna. During their nocturnal conversation, Anna shares her past, a story of how her mother, driven by poverty, sold her to Karasov, pushing her into commercial servitude at a young age. Since then, she has harbored a desire for vengeance. Subsequently, Frank departs with his father, though he secretly wishes he could have stayed longer. Not long after leaving, he receives a call from his father's phone, only to find Karasov, a former associate, on the line. Karasov threatens his father's life unless the trio presents themselves on his yacht. Frank is left with no option but to seek Anna's assistance. The group unanimously decides to aid Frank in rescuing his father while simultaneously executing the final leg of their mission. As they prepare to confront Karasov on his yacht, they inform Leo and Yuri about a meeting scheduled by Karasov. Karasov is taken aback to see them arrive uninvited, as this casts a negative light on him, implying his association with the thieves. Anna falsely accuses Karasov of orchestrating the theft, which infuriates him. Leo and Yuri demand he prove his innocence by verifying his bank balance. The fourth member of Anna's team, donned in scuba gear, is seen navigating towards the yacht, clutching a tablet. She infiltrates the server room, preparing to duplicate Karasov's password. As he logs into his account, she swiftly transfers the stolen funds into it. Leo, unable to comprehend this, initiates a shootout, leading to multiple casualties, including Leo and Yuri themselves. Regrettably, Anna's allies also find themselves in the line of fire. Before departing from the dock, Karasov seizes Anna, guiding her onto the boat. Determined to rescue her, Frank trails them on a jet ski. Karasov's girlfriend, noticing a login from the server room, proceeds to investigate. She discovers the last member of the team and shoots her mid-login attempt. This distresses Frank's father greatly. Offshore, Frank confronts Karasov, leading to an intense altercation between the two. Ultimately, Anna takes out Karasov from afar, bringing the battle to a conclusion. Frank is reunited with his father, and their routine dinner ensues. Fast forward 3 months, Anna is situated in an opulent motel, distributing funds to the families of her late comrades. In addition, she transfers $10 million to both Frank and his father as a token of gratitude. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.